need to run out the door in a minute, and that is why I'm wearing my jacket. But okay, so I have a few things here, and I'm definitely trying to get this vlog out around Christmas time, like trying to, anyway, because I'm not doing, like, I'm sorry, the sun is literally coming down at the worst time. I'm gonna stand right here because it's, anyway, I don't think I'm gonna do like a formal what we got for Christmas this year kind of video. I'm not sure yet. I think instead I wanted to do just like an unboxing because this was the first year that I ended up ordering a lot of stuff online. Normally I'm out at the store all the time. I have it here and I gotta get it put away, so we are going to unbox. I do already have an envelope I got the other day. One of them is already upstairs. It has the newest Call of Duty game for Xbox for 2022. This is for Ella. It's a Hotel Transylvania Scary Tales adventure for her Xbox. So it was kind of between like games for the Switch or games for the Xbox, but she already has so many games for the Switch. I figured Xbox games wouldn't be a bad idea. And then like, again, in her birthday, in the summertime, could do some more Switch. I don't know. I actually have to get my pellet stove back up and running. That's why it's a little chilly in my house right now, but I like to try to, it hasn't been like bitter cold until today. Like yesterday wasn't that bad, so I shut down the stove just to save on using pellets if it's not necessary. But it definitely got really chilly today, and the kids are coming home tonight, so I want to make sure the house is nice and toasty when they get home. And I don't know, is that something you would want to see done? I don't know. I guess we can go clean up the pellet stove. I'm not going to be able to do it right now. I have to go run out real quick, but when we come back, I don't know, I guess I'll show you guys. Okay, so this box has another game. Oh, it is a Nintendo Switch. So I did end up at least getting one, and it's the Kirby and the Forgotten Land game. She's really big into Pokemon. Oh, this was an accident. I gotta return this one. I purchased this one thinking it was the correct one, and it wasn't. I got Call of Duty Vanguard. I don't know. I don't know if this was like last year's. Does it have a date on it? I used to play, if you don't know, I used to play Xbox quite religiously actually back in I want to say mostly between like middle and high school. It was when I bought this house and started having my kids. I didn't really have the time for it. I still do play World of Warcraft, and I got into it over the past month or so. I know they're releasing the newest expansion of Dragons something. It has Dragons. And I'm doing the campaign right now on World of Warcraft. So like, I don't get that many opportunities to play. But I'm kind of on this thing where I'm just questing like crazy. I'm trying to like do complete as many quests as possible. I've done a couple of dungeons, but I like just being able to go into dungeons and just kind of killing everything and just collecting all the experience and loot and stuff. Like that's just the way that I've been liking to play. I know that's definitely not for everybody, but I've been enjoying it. I've been playing, I don't want to get it wrong. I know I'm a demon hunter right now. I want to say Death Knight. I do have a Death Knight character, but right now my main is a demon hunter named Ella My Bella on the Sugar. What server am I on? Airy Peak. I'm on Airy Peak, I believe. Unless it was changed. I should be on Airy Peak with Ella My Bella if you want to add me. Anywho, long story short, I was trying to find a date on here for you guys, a year. I don't see it. It's the wrong one, so I do need to return that. And the last thing in this box is this Model Magic. It just has shimmer colors. My daughter Ella, if you know anything about her, if you don't, she's very creative. She hasn't ever really just like wanted to play with dolls. Every toy she has, she likes customizing. She's an artist. She likes painting, adding clay to stuff. She'll literally make clay models and stuff, and we bake them so they get really hard, and then she'll paint them, and sometimes we'll Mod Podge them. Like she's very hands-on, very creative. So a lot of her gifts revolve around that, and they have since she was little. Honestly, she never really gravitated toward just like standalone toys. I don't know. It's interesting. I've never seen a child do that before, and I'm really hoping like when she gets older, like if it's not making videos like me, I would love for her to make her own channel sometime. I'm just sort of, not that I keep my kids off my channel completely, obviously, but I'm really afraid of putting them on there when they're too little to kind of consent to it and be okay with like being on camera until they're old enough, you know? Like I didn't really think about that too much, truthfully, when Ella was little, and because I didn't see it like for the problem that it actually is until she got older. And so now I'm like, I put my kids on from time to time, but I definitely, their time is limited on camera until they get older. I picked up Ella one day and I had a delivery in my car. I was just going to drop off, and she saw this. Somebody had gotten this in their ship shopping order, and she's like, oh, is that for me? And I had to disappoint the poor girl because it wasn't. I was like, oh no, you know, it was for a delivery. And this was a while ago. This was a couple months ago. And so the reason I remembered it specifically was because of this big dog face. But it's just a Play-Doh set. And I'm kind of, because I'm not doing like a what we got for Christmas this year, I'm kind of thinking about, I love unboxing these things with my kids and doing like short videos on it. And they do so well for some reason. Like I had a whole base of people who loved watching like the Cookie Swirl C unboxing Barbie video. Like it was just something I filmed because I thought it was fun and entertaining, and I just kind of put it out not thinking anyone would be interested. And I was really, really surprised. So if that's not your cup of tea, that I totally get it, but it is something that I might do on like an upcoming vlog or its own video. I haven't decided yet. And then we have this for Mr. Hunter, a couple puzzles. He doesn't have anything like this here at home, and it comes in a 4-pack. Oh, it's so cute. I didn't get a good look at it when I purchased it, to be honest. But it has a dinosaur puzzle, a farm, a zoo, and then like a jungle safari themed puzzle. Some more Play-Doh, but this is just the sparkle kind of Play-Doh. Air dried clay. Like I said, everything is very craft related. Like this girl, honestly, I would dream of having like a home big enough that we could have our own like craft studio. Like I would make it half, maybe not even half, but like a corner, a filming setup sort of thing. So I could even just like take this box upstairs and sit down and everything's set up, and I just set you guys up and film. And then she could have like her crafting area, and you know, we could have a backdrop and lighting like that. That's a real dream of mine, to be honest. We have some dream sand. I've never heard of it. I don't know if it's something like I had it back in the 90s where it's like a phloem. It honestly just looks like a slime from here. It has like an iridescent, it says it won't dry out. It's for children 3 and up. Surprisingly soft, dreamingly smooth in cloud blue. I don't know. It looks like dream it and build it. Okay, I gotta, I need to know what that's all about. Why do I have like a random, what? I'm gonna have to, that's so random. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I like was purchasing this thinking it was larger or something. I'm like, at first I thought maybe it like fell out of the packaging, but then this thing I was about to show you guys has no cars missing. I was very confused. I'm still a little confused about why I have this little wooden steamroller. But I mean, Hunter's gonna love it. I'm definitely gonna put it. Wait a minute, is there another one? No. Oh, okay. No, we have one more thing, but it still doesn't answer my question about the steamroller. So I bought him a Hot Wheels set. He's just now getting at that age that I can start introducing toys like this. And then Ella saw this while we were out running errands one time, and it's like I think they're silly putties. Oh yeah, it says silly putty right there. But there is an original, a super bright, two super brights, a glow in the dark, and a metallic putty. So that's all. I gotta get everything back in this box. Also, while I have you guys real quick, I gotta leave in like 5 minutes. But I have to write a monologue for my class this week for the modeling agency. So again, I'm going for modeling and acting, and last week was a lot of fun where actually I got to write a monologue and a commercial. Last week we talked briefly about you know, how to write a commercial this week and everything, and it was really nice. This guy, a new coach, he actually complimented me. It was so sweet. He complimented me on my speaking voice, and I just told him, you know, I've been on camera for like 15 years now. I am more comfortable speaking to this lens than I am most people in my life. So I'm very comfortable talking on camera. My issue is that I'm trying to remember or force myself to have the same feeling right now as I do on any camera. So what I mean by that is, like, even on Zoom, okay, I'll get really, really nervous. I'm on Zoom with like 10 other people in this class who all have the same dreams and aspirations, or similar ones at the very least. And I'm trying to impress a coach, and I'm trying to, like, it would be even cool to just become a coach for JC at some point. So I'm trying to network and get my face out there and stuff. So we met with a new coach, and it's very nerve-wracking. So if I'm on Zoom, I'm trying not to look at it as like, oh, I'm talking to a brand new camera and I feel really, really nervous. I try to put myself in the mindset of like, okay, we're just vlogging. We're literally doing what we've been doing for the past 15 years. Take a deep breath. And it's worked a little bit. I used it in my last class, and it definitely brought my nerves down a little bit. I talked a lot in my last class just because my coach kept asking me questions, and again, talked about my voice and stuff. And we had to read commercials. He screen shared a couple examples of commercials, so we just had to read on camera. So long story short, we need to work on a monologue and commercial this week, and I have an idea for a monologue that requires, if you've ever seen Scream, I believe it's from Scream. Oh my God, it's gonna be really bad. Like the famous scary scene with Drew Barrymore on the phone, and he's like, "What are you wearing?" or whatever he says. You know what I'm talking about. Scary Movie parodied it. I'm thinking of doing a monologue like that. Obviously not with the second character's narrative, but I want to write a scary scene where, you know, I could be on the phone or answering a text message or whatever. It doesn't, and have a conversation, a monologue with a character and develop my lines and stuff. So I'm going to be sitting down, and I'm probably going to start that tonight because I only have like 4 days to write it or so, and a commercial. We'll talk about the commercial later. I don't want to bore you too much. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm also going to take you guys to Ulta real quick because I thought that I was under the impression that I actually had to wait for my agency to be in my area. They're photographers. Ow, just bit my tongue. They're photographers to have my headshots and body shots done. And I'm actually going to be signing up for Backstage 2, which is you guys are not going to be straight, and that's going to drive me nuts. My eye is so itchy. It's basically like a casting platform, but I need to take my measurements, which actually is going to be part of this week's class too. We need to bring a tape measure, like a fabric, one of those flexible measurers, which I have one. Then I learned in my last class, I actually don't even have to wait for them. Well, one, I have a camera, and I currently live with somebody who can help me take pictures and get them looking professional and stuff. So with that being said, I've been trying to put together some outfits recently, and I was actually gonna get some headshots done. Oh, my eyelash is falling off. I was gonna do some headshots yesterday, and I looked down at my nails and I'm like, oh no, I forgot that my press-ons came off. So not only did I lose my eyelashes this morning, these ones that I'm wearing right now were just backups that I had like an extra of like 2 different sets of eyelashes, and I just found the ones that match the best. So we need eyelashes and I need some nails. I definitely need a pedicure too, but that's gonna be this weekend. Okay, so I'm gonna get the pellet stove up and running. If you've never seen one of these, it's a pretty efficient form of heating. When it's cleaned out and running really well, it keeps the house really, really warm. Like I said, I did shut it down while the kids weren't here. It wasn't very cold, but they're gonna be coming back tonight, and the temperature has definitely dropped. So I do have propane too, which I use kind of as like a second form of heating, or like a backup form of heating, and it keeps my pipes from freezing when it gets that cold. I also use it for like my gas stove, and I believe my hot water heater uses it as well. So I really try to use it sparingly on heat, considering it's being pulled from somewhere else. So I'm not going to go through this whole process, but basically every time I shut down the pellet stove, I'm going to want to open this. If your pellet stove is working efficiently, now I don't know about the glass. It's always built up soot. I've always had a really hard time keeping the glass clear as it's burning. But usually you have some ash buildup in here, which we have a little bit, but honestly, I didn't have it running for too long, so it's not that bad. So I try to scoop out as much as possible. I have like a dedicated cup I use to scoop out all that ash. I typically try to do this right before I take a shower because my hands get covered. And then I go in with like a shop vac and try to get out all the extra soot. Definitely recommend wearing either like a face mask, or even I just hold like paper towels or a cloth over my face while you clean something like this out, because every time I blow my nose, it is just covered in black soot. Even if you don't think you're inhaling it, you are. So I'm gonna grab some paper towel. I'm gonna do exactly what I said. I'm just gonna scoop out the inside. I'm gonna show you a quick tip for cleaning the glass, the soot off the glass, and then I'll just show you how to get it up and running. It only actually took me a couple of minutes because the pellet stove again was only burning for like maybe a day or two, and then I shut it down. If I have it running for like the full week, it'll definitely take me a little longer to clean, but it really wasn't bad. Whew, I just spilled water on myself. So I have a little tiny bowl of water and I have a paper towel. And the cool thing about soot is like soot sort of cleans soot, or like ash cleans ash. So I'm actually going to use the ash that's already on this glass, and just with a tiny bit of water and in circular motions, it's going to clean it off really nicely. So I'm not using any cleaner. It's literally just water and ash. Obviously I need to keep going, but you can already see that's much clearer, and it was just pitch black. I know it's really dark in this room and might not be easy to see, but I can even pick up some of the ash that's on the stove itself and use it to help clean off the glass. Yuck. But that's a clean window. It doesn't stay like that though, for some reason. Now before I actually get the pellet stove on, this back here is a hopper. That's where I pour all my pellets into. And pellets are literally, if you've never seen them, they're just like compact pieces of wood. Actually, some people use this as a substitute for cat litter. So, if you have felines. But I'm going to take a little handful. Honestly, probably even a little more than that. There's a little tiny shelf right where the flame starts. And I have this little trusty torch, And I have a lighter somewhere. Okay. So these torches, if you've never used one of these torches only light when the gas is really low. So if I turn this, you can hear the gas escaping. If I turn it all the way and try to light it, it's not gonna light. I'll show you. It's not gonna stay lit. So if you're trying to light it, just turn it on a little bit. Even lower if it's not catching, and we should have something like that. Now you can turn it up, and I'm just gonna light that little pile of pellets, kind of get it started. At the same time, on the side of my pellet stove, obviously everyone is different, but I'm just gonna hit the hold on. I forgot. I unplugged this earlier. Hold on. And I'm just gonna get a little flame going. I'm trying to bring you guys over. Hold on. I'm just gonna get a little flame going. And that's how you do it. So it starts off really low, obviously. I just do it enough that a flame stays lit without me having to stand there with a torch. That's good. The pellet stove is working airflow, so that should stay lit. If it didn't, obviously I'd come back and try to relight it, but that will stay. And then when it gets hot enough, the pellet stove will actually kick on, and there's little vents right here. You can see these holes. That's what pushes the air out. And again, I can adjust it higher and lower depending on how hot or cold the day is and how the house is feeling. So that's your lesson for today.
Also, I felt it was very nice of you to share your chocolate covered cherries with me this morning, so thank you. I really appreciate that. No, I found one and ate one, so it was...
It was all stuck to the pillow. Okay, so these pellets you can get like at any Dodge and Grain store. Home Depot has them. I don't know if like Lowe's has them. They're about $4 to $5 a bag. We don't have tax in New Hampshire, so it runs me about $30 a bag. So it's about like a $40. It runs me about like $40 a week on the really, really cold days. Also, I definitely missed a spot on the wall back here with paint that's driving me nuts. These bags are about 40 to 50 pounds. So if you're gonna go get them yourself, have somebody with you if you can't lift them. But I just like to top off the hopper, especially if it's at night. That way, by the morning, we don't run out and the pellet stove dies in the middle of the night. So I'm just gonna top it off. You can see the level right now. It's about halfway full, but like I said, I just want to top it off so that way in the morning, if I don't get to it right away, at least it won't run out. Nice and full, and that could last me probably till tomorrow night, but probably tomorrow around dinner time I'll come back and fill it up again. But that is a pellet stove.